Hey guys, Kawaii Pixie here and welcome back to my channel. Now today's video I thought I'd do something a little bit different than my usual speed builds. I decided to do my first ever tutorial. So this video is making a functioning, working waterfall. Now it's not a waterfall because waterfalls don't exist in Sims 4, so I did my best to try and give you something that looks like a waterfall and maybe functions like a waterfall. Now it is essential that you have the BB move objects cheat enabled for this. Sorry if I'm stuttering my words, it's getting late and I'm tired, but I wanted to get this done and get it out for you. So as you can see here, all I'm doing is getting different rocks, sizing them up using the bracket keys and placing them around to get sort of a natural sort of rock formation. Keep overlaying them, keep building them up until you get something you're happy with. Now what I'm doing here is I'm using the pull tool and I'm drawing out my own sort of design. Now as you can see, it doesn't match the rocks, so it's a little bit fiddly, a little bit of playing around and seeing how we can get it to work and how we can get it to look good. Now this pool also, the reason I did it as a pool is because the Sims can actually swim in it. You don't need the ladders, they can get in and out without ladders. So as you can see here, all I'm doing is I'm getting some more rocks and I'm just padding out the edges a little bit. So again, using different size rocks, arranging them around, using the Alt key so I can take them off the grid. And I'm just sort of changing the trim around the pool to sort of make it fit in a little bit more. The white stood out, the black stood out. So I sort of went for this brown colour, which when I put the sand down, sort of blends in a little bit more. Now I couldn't make my mind up on how I wanted the sand to look. So as you can see, I'm sort of overlaying different patterns, different softnesses, just trying to get something that I actually liked the look of. Now, I know it doesn't look like much at the minute, but it will get there. So now I'm just adding some rocks into the bottom of the pool to make it look more realistic, to make it actually look like it's not a swimming pool and it's a natural made fountain. So here I'm taking the, I can't remember what you call them, they're like the stream jets, and using the Alt key I'm placing them all along the rocks, different positions. You'll see further on in the video I do have to use the 9 and 0 key, or the bracket keys, to lift the fountains up, lift the jet streams up and down to sort of get them to where I wanted them to go. Now this is all a trial and error sort of process. You will see in it, the video does cut later on, but that's just because I didn't have a sim in the lot. So I went and got a sim to put them in to see, so you could actually see how it functions. Now again, I'm using and going back and using lots of different streams, so they're not all the same. And I believe I start fiddling about with the rocks a bit more. Now all I'm doing here is I'm adding some plants to make it look a bit more wild, a bit more organic. I tried to stay sort of with bright, colourful plants. If I'm swimming at a waterfall, I want it to actually feel relaxing. I want it to feel exotic. I don't want it to feel like I'm swimming in a dirty stream. You know, if you're going swimming at a waterfall, it wants to look nice. So as you can see, I'm just picking lots of different flowers, sizing them up, placing them over, and this is why the BB move objects is essential for this. It's sort of overlaying the flowers, making it look like it's growing through the rocks. It gives it a nice base and a nice foundation to work from. After this I start adding some trees into the background, just to sort of blend it in and get rid of that harsh line from the rocks. But yeah, the colourful flowers really add to it. Now obviously I've done this on a grand scale, so I could record a tutorial video for it. You can do this on a much smaller scale and just put it at the end of quite a large swimming pool. I've done this on, again, a massive scale, which turns out to be very expensive at the end. But again, working it on a smaller scale, if you wanted to do this and put this into your build, will work absolutely fine. So here you can see I'm just adding some more of the streams, adding some more of the jets. I'm moving them further and further back, as I didn't want it just to look like water was spurting straight out of the rocks, which is so difficult to try and not make it look like that. Essentially just putting fountains into rocks, so it is going to look like that. I'm just adding a couple more plants, and yeah, I decided to try and put the big bush there. That didn't work. Fail. I'm just adding some trees. I was going through trying to find out some trees. I'm quite new to playing The Sims, so I still don't know what things look like by just clicking on the icon. I don't sort of know the sizes of trees or how they look. So it was all a trial and error basis. I am still learning, and I do apologise. So now you can see I'm just going back in with the fountains now to try and fill in the little bit of spaces that the leaves of the trees didn't quite cover. It's funny looking back on it now. I'm going, oh, I could have done this, and I could have done this, and why didn't I add that? But you know, so be it. Again, it's my first tutorial that I've done, and this is actually the first time I've ever tried to create a waterfall. So now I'm just adding some plants into the bottom. I didn't quite know what to put into the water, but again, you can't really see what plants they are and the colours because they're submerged. But I think it looks more natural, and it looks very organic, and it actually looks like you're swimming in water. Now that's where I cut the video. So as you can see, this is what it looks like. The sim can get in there, she can swim about. I think it's really effective, and actually this is me English please. This is me trying to take thumbnails, and I didn't realise I'd not clicked the dialogue box again. So I really hope you've liked this tutorial. Again, it's my first one, so if you've got any comments or any suggestions, leave them in the comment box down below. Please click that subscribe button and the like button, and we will see you again soon. Bye!